YouTube channel, and again welcome back to this live session. So in this live session I will talk about NTA paper number 2 education, and we almost finish 6th chapter, and in 6th research education we about to finish, and two topics are left. So I just want to teach those topics, and I just want to finish education and research by today itself. So let's start, and I just want to tell you that yesterday we talked about what is research, and what is the use of educational research, and what is research, and what are the methods, and we talk about research. So it is like you need research in every area. It is important to understand like what are the areas where you can use research, and it is about like you can make new ideas, share new knowledge, add some new knowledge, and try to find out new things. So it is called research. So we have talked about also we talk about variables, and how you can make variables, and how you can formulate variables, and what are the characteristic of variable. Also I have talked about hypothesis, and how you can make a good hypothesis, and what are the characteristic of hypothesis. So we talked about a lot. So let's move further. So in this live session I will take this topic about what I just want to tell you. Also we talk about how you can write research proposal. So in a research proposal we I have to repeat this things, because I today only I write my research proposal. That's why I just want to revise all the things. So research proposal, in steps of writing research proposal: title of the project, statement of the problem, assumption, limitation and delimitations, review of related literature, hypothesis, method, and in method tools, procedures, data analysis, and in last we use conclusion, and we give a summary of whole the chapter. So it is like a last part of our research, and also we can use in last part we use references, bibliography, and how many research you have used in your research. So it is about this time schedules, budget schedule, and types of research proposal. So for degrees, also financial assistance, and also grants by government. For example, it is when I say grants by government, so it is JRF, and when I say JRF, so it is junior research fellowship. So when you crack this exam, so you government will pay you big amount for your research. So it is like this, and let's move further at analysis of data. So in research it is very important part, and when I say data analysis, so in research you use this method to analyze data. So it is important part of research, and when I say analyze data, so it is like for example, for my research, I will use a survey method, and in this method I will give them questionnaire. I just have to give this questionnaire to my student, and they will fill up all those criteria, and I have to collect all those datas, and I have to analyze those data. So it is called data, and how data analysis will work in research. So let's understand this. So this is data analysis is a process of systematic and applying statistical or logical techniques to describe, illustrate, and recap the evaluate data. So it is like this only, and Cole give this definition about this data analysis. The analysis of qualitative data means studying the organized material, and also you just learn and analyze all data you have collected, and it is like you just go through all data you have collected. So it is data analysis, and in data analysis there are two things: qualitative data and quantitative data. So earlier we talked about what is qualitative and quantitative data. So you need to remember those terms. I know in these terms I also get confused. So it is like you need to remember all those terms. So you can in your exam you can eliminate the MCQs. So it is very it is not easy, but through this method you can guess the right answer. So it is important to understand. And in qualitative data, the range of process and procedure whereby move and quantitative data has collected into some forms of explanation, understanding and interpretation. Qualitative, and when I say quantitative, so in quantitative they use numbers, logical reasoning, and you have to play with digit and everything. So when I say quantitative, so you have to remember numbers, and when I say qualitative, so it is descriptive in nature. So it is like a difference between those terms. Okay, and let's move further. Levels of measurement. So what is a level of measurement? So a level of measurement refers to a relationship among the values that are assigned to the attribute for a variable, and also it is important to understand the level of measurement, as it helps you to decide how to interpret the data from variable concern, and what are the types of measurement scales. So nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, ratio scale. So I just have to explain in detail. So what is nominal scale? So when I say nominal, so it it says about name, and when I say nominal, so you just have to remind yourself that it is about name. Nominal yani name. In simple words I am telling you. So it is a system of assigning numbers to an event in order to label them. When I say that number, so when I have to put my student in roll number, so I put them roll number 1, roll number 2. So it is a numerical, and I tell them to stand in a line by their roll number. So it is a nominal scale. And what are the I gave this example of nominal scale. And what is the ordinal scale? So it is like order of anything. And when I say research, so in research you have to remember, and in research you have to do things in systematic way. Like when I say I just want to do first step is data analysis, so I can't, I have to go by step. So it is ordinal scale, and it is commonly used, and it is placed in order, but there is no attempt to make interval scale and in terms of rules. And what is the interval scale? So it is adjusted in terms of that have been established as a basis for making the units and equal, and the units are only in so far as one aspect, the assumption. And what is the example of interval scale? So you have to remember this Fahrenheit scale, 60 degree and 70 degree. And what is the ratio scale? So ratio scale have a absolute true zero of measurement, यानी ये जो है उसमें खाली zero, there we put zero in this measurement. So you need to remember ratio scale, order scale, and also you have to remember what is nominal scale. So these are the scale of measurement. So you need to remember your their concept. let's move further. And what is quantitative data analysis? So we need to understand this is like descriptive data analysis, where we use descriptive thing, where we can use a narrative narration. So it is like descriptive data analysis, and there are two major branches. First one is descriptive statistic, refers to the analysis of data of entire population, and descriptive statistic is merely using numbers to describe known data set. So also you need to remember this. And measure of central tendency. So what are these? So you can use this mean, median, and mode. So when I say mean, so it is average. In Gujarati we can say sarasari, and in Hindi we say madhyak. So also you need to remember the formula, and what is the formula of how I can find out the average. And what are the advantages of mean? So most popular measure in field of business, engineering, computer science. So it is used in every field. Also it is unique, and there is only one answer, and useful when comparing set of data. And what are the disadvantages? So it is affected by extreme values, and it is not often used for analysis business problem. Also we need to remember formula of this. And what is median? So median is madhyak, मध्यस्थ, यानी जो बीच में जो कोई भी क्राइटेरिया है, बीच में जो चीज़ें हैं उसको प्लस करके हमें बाय 2 से हमें उसको मल्टीप्लाई करना है, डिवाइड करना है, सॉरी मल्टीप्लाई नहीं, डिवाइड करना है, और जो आंसर मिलेगा उसको मध्यस्थ है वो बोलते हैं. और व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस? सो एक्सट्रीम वैल्यूज डू नॉट अफेक्ट द मीडियन एज स्ट्रांगली दे मीन, and useful when comparing set of data. And what are the disadvantages? Not as popular as mean. And what is mode? So it is a bahulak, and when used twice, when one number, one digit is used twice, so it is called madhyak bahulak. And also when I say measure variability. So how you can measure this? So measure of variability, also called measure of spread and dispersion. And in this two variability, limit method and average of deviation. क्वार्टरलाइल डेविएशन यानी 50%, इंटरक्वार्टरलाइल रेंज एंड एवरेज डेविएशन, standard deviation. And how we can represent all the data. So there we can use bar chart, pie chart, and principles of hypothesis testing. So hypothesis testing is a systematic way to select samples from group of population with the intent of making determination about the expected behavior of making entire group. And hypothesis testing is also known as a significance testing. And hypothesis testing is used to infer the result of hypothesis performed on a sample from larger population. And what is the error? So error is error has a different meaning, and in Latin word error is wandering and straying. And here we need to understand what are the types of error. So type 1 error, type 2 error, type 3 error. खाली इसका जो मतलब बेसिक जो थिंग है वो आपको याद रखना है कि टाइप 1 एरर है वो क्या है, टाइप 2 एरर, टाइप 3 एरर. So in 1958 Mosteller argued that in third kind of error was required to describe in all circumstances. So type 1 error is rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true. सो टाइप 1 जो एरर है वो नल हाइपोथेसिस है उसको रिजेक्ट करेगी, जबकि जो हाइपोथेसिस है वो ट्रू है। एंड टाइप 2 जो एरर है उसमें एक्सेप्टिंग द नल हाइपोथेसिस व्हेन इट इज फॉल्स, यानी जो हाइपोथेसिस है वो गलत होगा तभी उसको एक्सेप्ट करेगी। एंड टाइप 3 जो एरर है वो करेक्टिंग रिजेक्टिंग द हाइपोथेसिस फॉर द रॉन्ग रीजन। And techniques used for testing hypothesis. So here you can use parametric technique. So in this parametric and non-parametric technique you can use. So it is when you can use this. So when the sample is randomly selected, so then you can use parametric technique. And when the variance of various groups are equal and near equal, so then you can use. And when the data is in the form of interval scale or ratio scale and observation are independent, and when we use non-parametric techniques, so the techniques which enable us to compare samples and make inference or test of significance without having to assume normality in the population are known as a non-parametric technique. And in statistical there are so many tests, and we need to remember कि जो टी टेस्ट है, अनोवा है, ची टेस्ट है, और ये मनोवा अनोवा जो सारी टेस्ट है उसका नाम हमें याद रखना है, और वो कहाँ पर हम यूज़ करेंगे यू नीड टू रिमेंबर, बिकॉज इससे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस दे विल आस्क इन एनटीए. सो व्हाट इज टी टेस्ट? सो टी टेस्ट assess whether the mean of two groups are statistically different from each other, and this analysis is appropriate whenever you want to compare the means of two groups, and especially appropriate as the analysis for the post test and only two groups randomized experimental design. So there you can use t test, and you need to remember what is t test. ऑल्सो विलियम सी ए गोजेट का जो पर्सन है उन्होंने टी टेस्ट है उसको इन्वेंट किया था इन 1908. एंड उन्होंने दूसरी बार ये भी बोला कि ये जो सारी चीज़ें हैं वो हमें एज अ एडिटर हमें यूज़ करनी है, बट दे ऑल्सो मेंशन इन एजुकेशनल रिसर्च. And properties of t distribution. So t distribution ranges from minus infinity to plus infinity, and like standard normal distribution, the t distribution is symmetric and has a mean 0. And what are the assumption of t test? So each group is considered to be a sample from a distinct population. Also responses in each group are independent of those in the other group, and distribution of variable of interest are normal and at least ordinal measures. So these are the assumption. And what are the advantages of t test? So we test the significance of difference between two means of two groups, and we can easily find out the effectiveness of a treatment and given two different groups or a single group. We can also find out the mean of a population from which the sample is drawn, and t test can be applied to even large sample and will get very dependent result. So it is about t test. And what is ANOVA? So Professor R.A. Fisher was first man used this term variance, and in fact it was who developed this detailed theory of concern ANOVA. And what are the types of ANOVA? So one way ANOVA, two way ANOVA, and what is MANOVA? So when one wants to compare two or more independent group in which the sample is subjected and repeated measure, so such as pre-test and post-test in experimental study, so one may perform a factorial mixed design ANOVA. So it is like a multivariant analysis of variance. And what is ANCOVA? So while comparing two groups on dependable variable, if it is found that they differ on some variable and such on 10, so what are the assumption of ANOVA? ANCOVA. So independent of cases and normality of distribution in each groups. And what is chi-square? यानी equal probability and normal probability hypothesis. So chi-square test in any statistical test in which the test statistic has a chi-square distribution and null hypothesis is true. So there you use chi-square and also it is like known as a equal distribution hypothesis. And what is correlation? यानी सहसंबंध. So it is like correlation refers to a quantifiable relationship between two variables. यानी दो जो वेरिएबल है उसके बीच का जो संबंध है उसको दर्शाता है correlation. And types of correlation: positive and negative correlation, and simple, partial and multiple correlation, linear and non-linear correlation. And method of studying correlation: so scatter diagrams, correlation graph, product moment, and rank different correlation method, and method of a least square. And what are the uses of correlation? So to evaluate the degree of reliability and validity of psychological test and intervention, and to make prediction in technique of path analysis. And what is like a Z test? So Z test is type of hypothesis test, and hypothesis testing is just way for you to figure out result from test are valid or valuable and repeatable. Okay. And when I say qualitative data analysis, so qualitative data are verbal or other symbolic material. So in this description and observation, behavior, people, situation and event, तो ये qualitative data analysis है, उसमें ये रहेगा जिसमें data reduction है, classification, data induction and constant comparison है वो रहेगा. And what is triangulation? So triangulation means using more than one method to collect data on a same topic, and triangulation facilitate validation of data through cross verification from more than two sources. And what are the types of triangulation? So there are like data triangulation. So in this time, space and person like method triangulation, it is like design and data collection. And what is investigator triangulation? So there they use investigation, like you search for something and you search for your topic. And theory of triangulation and multiple triangulation. So like when I say method of triangulation, so it is like a design level triangulation, data collection triangulation, also theory of triangulation. So it is like when I just want clarification, so I will use mixed research to like find out research and what kind of things I can find out. So it is like theory of triangulation when you use like mix one or two more method to identify what is your research, and you need more clarity about your research. So it is a triangulation. And let's move further. Qualitative research design. So in qualitative research design is a research method used extensively by research to study human behavior, opinions. So you need to remember this also. And in this grounded research theory, narrative research, case study, ethnography, mixed research, and triangulation, exploratory and explanatory. So these methods are used. So yeah, ग्राउंडेड थियोरी. सो ग्राउंडेड थियोरी जो है उसमें क्या रहेगा, तो ये जो थियोरी है उसमें सोशियोलॉजी है उसमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ये यूज़ होगी. ये जो ग्राउंडेड थियोरी है वो सोशल साइंस में ज़्यादा यूज़ होती है. एंड व्हाट इज़ लाइक ग्राउंडेड थियोरी रिफर्स टू अ सेट्स ऑफ systematic and inductive methods for conducting qualitative research and aim towards theory development. And ये जो है वो टू जो मेथड है उसको दर्शाती है. मेथड ऑफ कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, methodological strategy and the product of this type of inquiry. Gathering, analyzing and conceptualizing quality data for purpose of theory and construction. And what are the characteristics of grounded theory? So it offers a specific strategy for handling the analytic phases of inquiry, and it streamlines and integrate data collection and analysis. It advances conceptual analysis of qualitative data. Also, qualitative and quantitative data are generation techniques can be used in grounded theory. And what are the types of grounded theory? So classical grounded theory, Strauss and Corbin grounded theory, constructivist grounded theory and feminist grounded theory. तो जैसा नाम है वैसे ही उसके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है वो रहेंगे. इसमें सिस्टमेटिक डिज़ाइन है वो रहेगी, इमर्जिंग डिज़ाइन है, कंस्ट्रक्टिविस्टिक डिज़ाइन है वो रहेगी. एंड इसमें जो स्टेप्स है वो कौन से रहेंगे? तो फर्स्ट स्टेप है वो आपका जो प्रॉब्लम है रिसर्च का, वो प्रॉब्लम है उसको आइडेंटिफाई करना है. सेकेंड जो स्टेप है वो रहेगा एक्सप्लेन प्रोसेस, यानी आपकी जो प्रोसेस है वो एक्सप्लेन करना है. जो थर्ड स्टेप है वो क्या है कि हमारा जो रिसर्च है वो हमारा अप्रूव हुआ है नहीं हुआ है उसके बारे में हम देखेंगे. एंड देन वी कलेक्ट डेटा. सो डेटा कलेक्शन फोर्थ स्टेप रहेगा. एंड उसके बाद हम डेटा है उसको एनालाइज करेंगे एंड कोडिंग एंड हमारी जो थियरी है उसको हम डेवलप करेंगे. एंड लास्ट में जो स्टेप रहेगा उसमें रिसर्चर है वो रिपोर्ट है उसको मतलब पूरा रिपोर्ट है वो तैयार करेगा. एंड व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ ग्राउंडेड थियोरी? तो एन इफेक्टिव अप्रोच टू बिल्ड न्यू थियोरीज एंड अंडरस्टैंड न्यू फिनोमिना. And high quality of the emergent theory and findings and methods are always refining and negotiated. Also, what are the disadvantages of grounded theory? So use volume of data, time consuming and taking and precise process of data collection. And let's move for the narrative research design. When I say narrative, so it is comes from the verb to narrate. And when I say narrate, so I will tell a story. So it is very simple, and it is like I have to explain what is story of my side. So narrative research is like I am telling you a story about my life. Easy. Characteristic of narrative data design. So narrative research places in data in chronicle order, and narrative research allow restoring which help the researcher to develop a sequence of event while establishing cause effect. So it is very easy. And let's move further case study. So case study is like refers to an in-depth and detailed study of individual or a small group. So it is called case study. And what are the components of case study research design? So study questions, study proposition, study unit of analysis and types of case study design. So जिसमें illustration, exploratory, cumulative, critical instance and बस इतनी चीज़ें हैं वो रहेगी. एंड व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स ऑफ कंडक्टिंग केस स्टडी? तो फर्स्ट स्टेप इज डिटरमाइन एंड डिफाइन द रिसर्च क्वेश्चन. सेकेंड इज सिलेक्ट द केसेस एंड डिटरमाइन डेटा गैदरिंग एंड एनालिसिस टेक्निक. And what third step is prepare to collect the data, and fourth step is collect data in field, and fifth step is evaluate and analyze the evidence, and sixth step is prepare the report. And what are the advantages of case study? So case study are more flexible than other type of research, and you can take this study to understand what is someone's life, and it is very flexible. Case studies often shed new lights on established theory that result future exploration. और इसके जो डिसएडवांटेजेस भी है, द यूनिकनेस ऑफ डेटा यूजुअली मीन्स दैट इट इज नॉट एबल टू रेप्लिकेटेड, एंड केस स्टडीज हैव सम लेवल ऑफ सब्जेक्टिविटी एंड रिसर्चर बायस may be a problem. Ethnographic research, so it is like when I want to do ethnographic research, so I will go to some village, and there I a study on tribal people. So it is like cultural ethnography or more research nationalist inquiry it is also called, and it is like anthropology जो है उसका origin वहाँ से हुआ है, उसको भी बोलते हैं. and ethnography deals with the discovery and description of a culture of a group. एंड इसके जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है वो ऐसे रहेंगे कि पीपल्स बिहेवियर इज स्टडीड इन एवरी डे कॉन्टेक्स्ट, एंड इट इज कंडक्टेड इन अ नेचुरल सेटिंग, एंड इट इज लाइक इट्स गोल इज मोर लाइकली टू बी एक्सप्लोरेटरी देन इवेल्यूटिंग. एंड ऑल्सो like when I want to study about people who live in tribal area, so when I can use this research. And what are the steps of conducting ethnographic research? To identify research question, determine location for research, formulate presentation method, acquire permission, observe and participate, interview, collect archival data, code and analysis data. And what are the advantages of ethnographic research? So it provides a comprehensive perspective. Also ethnographic research observe behavior in their natural environment. And what are the disadvantages? So this research is dependent on the researcher's observation and interpretations, and it is difficult to check the variability of researchers' conclusion. And last is mixed method research. सो जैसा नाम है वैसा ही रहेगा. तो मिक्स मेथड जो है उसमें क्या रहेगा कि कोई भी जो रिसर्चर है वो एक से ज़्यादा जो मेथड है उसको यूज़ करेगा टू क्लैरिफाई दोज टॉपिक्स एंड दोज क्राइटेरिया एंड सब्जेक्ट. उनको कोई भी क्लैरिफिकेशन है वो चाहिए, उसके लिए वो एक से ज़्यादा जो रिसर्च है उसको यूज़ करेगा, उसको मिक्स रिसर्च है वो बोलते हैं. और इसमें क्वालिटेटिव एंड क्वांटिटेटिव डेटा बोथ डेटा है वो रहेगा. और इसके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक देख लेते हैं। तो द एनालिसिस ऑफ बोथ क्वालिटेटिव एंड क्वांटिटेटिव डेटा एंड ऑल्सो लाइक द कलेक्शन ऑफ बोथ ओपन एंड closed ended data in response to research questions. Also the use of a specific mix method design that involves a concurrent or a sequential integration. And types of mixed method research. So in this triangulation design, so we talk about this triangulation. So explanatory. So like I just try to explain what is in my research. So it is like purpose of design is the qualitative data helps in explain or build upon initial qualitative result. Exploratory, so it is like a premise that exploration is needed for one or several reasons. सो इसके क्या एडवांटेजेस है वो रहेंगे। तो इट कैन बी यूज इन इंक्रीज द जनरलाइजिंग ऑफ द रिजल्ट एंड ऑल्सो इट प्रोवाइड्स अ स्ट्रॉन्ग एविडेंस फॉर अ कंक्लूजन थ्रू कवरेज एंड कोलैबोरेशन ऑफ फाइंडिंग्स. Also it provides strength of both qualitative and quantitative research. And what are the disadvantages of mixed method research? So it has learned about multiple methods and approaches and understand how to mix them appropriately, and it may be more time consuming and require additional findings. So these are the disadvantages of mixed method. So like we finish this educational research. So in this chapter we talk about educational research and what is research, scientific research, scientific method and types of research. Also we talk about variable, what is variable, hypothesis and technique of research, universe and sample, and data analysis of data. So in this data analysis, qualitative data analysis and quantitative data analysis. So in this we talk about quantitative data research and also grounded theory design, narrative research design, case study, ethnographic research and mixed method research design. So we finished this chapter. So I'm glad so we have finished this educational research, and this is like most important, and you need to like understand this chapter by heart, and those things will create some confusion, but don't get confused, and read and like you will get the concept. So thank you everyone, and in next live session we'll talk about pedagogy, andragogy and assessment. सो 7th चैप्टर है वो हम नए लाइव सेशन में स्टार्ट करेंगे. तो राइट नाउ आई एम एंडिंग दिस लाइव सेशन. बाय एवरीवन, थैंक यू सो मच, एंड थैंक यू for listening me. Bye everyone, happy reading, good night, thank you.